ち彦、まち彦、まち彦が、まち彦、まち彦、まち彦、まち彦、まち彦、まち彦買ってきて。まち彦顔がちょっとなんかへんてこだから、へんてこだから、へんてこ、てこ、へんてこ、顔がちょっとへんてこ、へんてこ、てこ、へんてこ、てこ、へんてこ、てこ、まち彦買ってきて。まち彦、てこ、てこ、
顔が変でこ
てこてこ、へんてこてこてこ、まちひこ買ってきて。まちひこてこてこ、
そんなことないよ。
てこてこ、まちひこてこ、へんてこ、まちひこ買ってきて。まちひこてこてこ、もういいよ。
もういいよ。
へんてこ、まちひこのためにてこてこ、まちひこ買ってきて。まちひこてこてこ、
へんてこ
てこ、へんてこてこ、へんてこてこてこ、へんてこ、へんてこてこてこ、もういいよ。ね、なんで笑ってんの？ちょっと嬉しいじゃん。
僕嬉しい。私嬉しいわ。
ちょっと嬉しいじゃん。
Hello, sweet world. It is Friday, October 3rd. Wow, it's October already. 2025. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the nightmare train that is this Twitch stream. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. Man, it's been kind of a crazy week. Got some like not so great news at work that has kept me at work for the last couple of days late. So we'll see. I'm kind of like my little contract situation is kind of up in the air. And it might be okay. Maybe I'll go in on Monday and it'll magically be okay and everybody who needs to agree on certain things will agree. And maybe they won't. and if they don't, then it's like I'll still have a job. That's the the obvious good news is that okay, it's fine. I have a job. It's nothing's going to happen there. But is it the job that I wanted or not? And that's kind of what's in the question. No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. It's it's better that way. Yeah, no, it's okay. Even if I like, it's basically like I got a contract that farmed me classic dog that farmed me out to another place that I wanted to go to. Like I was like, oh hey, there's another unit over there, and let me go over there. It's a really big organization I work for. So, and that's pretty normal for that to happen. But everywhere is like doing cost cutting stuff, and they're just not approving any permanent moves. And so, my like farm out contract was always a temporary thing. So that's Anyway, we'll see what happens. It's okay. Like at the end of the day, it's like okay, I know how to get onto the networking horse and like do that whole thing and make your resume and apply to all the different places. But then importantly, like find the recruiters, talk to the recruiters, talk to people in your network and all this kind of stuff so that you can get the next job. It's just I wasn't really counting. I was really hoping on being like for once, just being like, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, I don't mind being here. I wouldn't mind being here for a while. So we'll see. That might still pan out. But we'll have to wait and see. So, yep. So that's what's been going on. I don't know that there's a whole lot of news to get into this week anyway, but I thought might as well just go over here and take a look. Because I'm late as it is, so I kind of just want to get into Pokemon Crystal. I guess I would say if you missed it, which is likely, sorry, I don't know. I just kind of I stream at random times, so it so I do apologize if anyone is looking for a certain thing at a certain time. It might not happen because I don't know. Sometimes creativity and inspiration happens not on a schedule, I guess. So anyway, all that to say that I already finished Pokemon Yellow on last Saturday. However, if you want to watch any of the Pokemon Yellow, I have been putting them up on YouTube over on a playlist on the channel over there. I'm trying to see if I can get a link to that. If only, man. You think they'd make this easy, but maybe not. Let's see. I'll do it this way. Let's go youtube.com/@ myself and go to playlists and search for Pokemon Yellow. Yeah. And oh my god. Oh, well, I guess this would be it. Anyway, there's a playlist there, which has the videos. I have a they're out of order, which is great, and also I have a numbering issue where like I keep on forgetting what number I'm on when I start the next episode, and so I'll say like, "Welcome to episode 11," and it's actually episode 12, and I carried that numbering error all the way through, which is great. So hey, maybe I'll learn something from that and not do that this time. But okay, so that's that. Let's get this tab open. Oops. Oh god. Oh, that's not good. Shouldn't do that. Okay, that's better. Let's see. I know there's like the Xbox thing is the most kind of, it's probably the biggest thing. It's probably the only thing that I really cared about this week. How could it not? How could an EA deal to go private be bad for employees? I had heard, you know, through talking to folks that the whole reason why they had gone public in the first place was in some bid to, well, of course, to get money from shareholders. So you want to raise capital, right? Yeah, that's one way to do it. But then also, in some sense, that there would be that, oh, employees could benefit too because share appreciation rights and whatever. But here's a headline from Try Guy talking about the deal could be good for investors and bad for employees. Shocker. Let's see if there's anything actually in here though. Electronic Arts agreed to go private as part of a leveraged buyout, valuing the company at about $55 billion. They're putting up the buyers, involving Jared Kushner's Affinity Partners and the Saudi PIF, or Public Investment Fund, are putting up $36 billion in equity and borrowing $20 million. Or sorry, $20 billion, which is a hefty amount of debt. The terms of the loan aren't clear, but it'll be financed with $2 billion as some sort of backup liquidity in a deal by JP Morgan. 6% interest rate, so $1 billion on yearly payments, or more than half of the company's 2025 earnings. Well, whatever. Anyway, if they're private, then it's not like they have investors to worry about for that. However, the two major partners will be concerned. Yeah. So credit analyst is saying the deal could prove positive for bondholders and equity holders given EA's potential to generate cash flow. This is kind of what I don't understand though, is that yeah, I don't know. I wonder what happens here because I thought that basically we would have been bought out if you're a shareholder. You're kind of you just become a private shareholder at that point. I have one share in I have one share in EA. So, I suppose I'll see what happens. Yeah. Let's see. So, staff members participating in the employee stock purchase program will get a nice check. Hmm. But they offer up voluntary buyouts before cutting jobs. Okay. The new owners of EA are apparently betting that they will be able to cut costs through artificial intelligence. Good luck. Good luck with that. I'm not saying that it can't be a tool that you could use, but I think it's a bit naive to think that you're not going to be draining a whole bunch of costs into any technology that you're going to develop or pay for in this line of thing, because all that technology is getting developed anyway, and development is expensive. And even if it appears profitable now, if you are contracting out anything like this, then eventually it turns around on you when somebody like Microsoft says, all right, time for that price to go up. And now you're invested in their whole pipeline of things. And now you're like, oh, well, shit. I guess we're paying then, huh? That's certainly one way it can go. So your other thing is to say, well, okay, well, we get like whatever APIs, or you get like whatever access to the different technologies or anything like that. And then you say, okay, well, we'll use that underlying technology and we'll develop our own internal tool that will like be like the for example, if you were talking about generative AI, then you'd say like, okay, well, there's like all these different models that are out there that we could take that we can use, and we'll hire like a bunch of experts in the fields, and we'll bring them in internal, and then we'll ask them to develop the thing for us, and then they'll start developing the thing, and then then the employees get ChatGPT Lite internal to our company, that kind of thing. All that's like really fucking expensive too. So the idea that's yeah. So if you're betting that it's going to cut costs, you're you're essentially taking on a whole lot of costs. You're front loading a whole lot of costs, and then you're kind of praying. You're just hoping against hope that at some point in the future, costs are less. And if it's in this kind of thing, then what? I guess you're like hoping that we'll pay less people. Maybe, I don't know. Not only that, yeah, pay less people, but also just any other specialty type of thing that you're hoping that it would replace, I guess. Anyway. Okay. So so this is a weird thing to me though. So apparently the majority owner will be a sovereign wealth fund, and that's really strange. Because that just seems really risky for again, like I said last time, I think, imagine if like the Canada Pension Plan, which, does invest, or like, I don't know, whatever, the Ontario pension, whatever the hell, invested in like a 51% stake of a video game company. That would be insane because it's such a risky business, Why would you invest to take a helm of something? You would want to invest to put your stake in something successful, so that you don't have to lead it, but that you can influence it to what you think is a good is good decisions for you. I don't know. So that's really strange to me that they would even think about doing that. But hey, I guess they do own a whole lot. I haven't done my research on what Saudi owns, but I bet they own a whole bunch of things, including news networks. And they've done like a whole bunch of stuff around golf as well, haven't they? So yeah. That's interesting though. Okay. Well, hey, that's the EA thing. There was something around Xbox. I remember. I'm just trying to see if I can find it here. Indian government drafts rules for online gaming and esports. Interesting. Okay. The promotion and regulation of online gaming rules. The Game Pass tiers. Here we go. This friggin' thing. Unbelievable games, unparalleled access, unbeatable benefits. Essential 50 plus games. Premium 200 plus games. Ultimate 400 plus games. So the essential 50 plus games is staying at $10, I guess US. $10 US a month. Your premium tier, $15 a month. And ultimate tier, $30 a month. Man, that all around sucks. Let's see. So, altering Game Pass tiers, rebranding the cheapest tier while increasing the price of the ultimate tier. Right, and so there's anyway, it's not really deep here. They're just stating the facts. But they are importantly tying in the Xbox Series X is increasing in price from $600 to $650. And so I mean, you see what's happening there. So the Xbox handheld devices price. Right. So the Xbox, the ROG Xbox Ally X will be $1,000, and the ROG Xbox Ally will be $600. And so, at a price point of $600, if you had a choice, if you didn't have any Xbox and you were trying to choose between the handheld and the console, at the same price point, it depends on who you are as a person who enjoys video games or what you're trying to get into, but you'd have a decision to make there, and you might not buy the new piece of hardware. You might buy the console. Maybe it's something you're more familiar with. I don't know. So I don't know. That's the first thing I think of here in terms of relative pricing to all your stuff, because you have to think about putting them in bundles together, rather than, or like not actually bundling products together, but you think about the grouping of the products that you're selling as bundles of goods, and then you have to be concerned about the relative prices between them to see, how demand will be effective. Bundle demand or demand for each product within that bundle will be affected by changes in the price. And so if you bump this thing up to $650, now it's sitting like in somewhere in the middle between like, oh, now this handheld is cheaper. Maybe people will buy that. So maybe now people get the handheld. Okay, now they have the handheld. Now they need games. How much storage does this handheld have? I'm not actually sure. It will have some for sure. Enough, I would say, to be able to get some games on there. But then you start thinking about like, okay, well, like what if I had, I'm not even going to go to cloud gaming, but like, what if I had access to a service that then lets me just connect online? Hopefully I have fast enough internet at home. I can connect, download the thing that I need, play that, I'm sick of it, or I'm bored of it, whatever, I'm going to delete it, and rinse and repeat, that kind of thing. So then, the software thing that they've been pushing, this service that they've been pushing forever, now has a home, a mobile home. And so why don't you increase the price on that mobile home? Because you're going to have a whole lot of people on your ecosystem, and you're trying to, it's like the Microsoft way. It's like, we'll get people in, we'll get them invested, we'll get them get them all comfortable, and then whoop, start jacking the prices. But and so just looking at it like that, it feels really bad. But thankfully for me, I've never been super invested into Xbox, and so it's very easy for me to just say no. I've always been a PC gamer, and so there are no switching costs for me. For others, though, who are still in the Xbox pipeline, that sucks, because your switching costs are high, because you might already have an Xbox. You might have really liked Game Pass and what it was doing for you there. In particular, if you want those day one games that are going to get pushed to the highest tier, and so now you're looking at $30 a month. And how much value is $30 a month? I mean, right? You think about, again, this is US. So if you're in the US and you have $80 games, then that's every 3 months. Every 3 months you're pushing over 80, right? And so you need like 4 blockbuster games to release on this platform for that to even begin to feel like it's worth it. And I know they've been kind of strong. They haven't been like ultra weak anyway, because that hasn't been the story point. Like last year, or maybe the year before that. That was the story. Like whenever Starfield came out, that was always the storyline with Game Pass, where like, you just, every quarter there was nothing earth shattering. And not that Starfield was earth shattering at all, but yeah. And then they seem to like keep on stringing out strong releases. I don't know. I really like that Indiana Jones game, but and of course Black Ops and whatever, and they're still gonna throw down Black Ops and whatever. But this is who do they think they are? I don't. It's really strange behavior. I've been getting very irritated with Nintendo for their posturing and legal. Oh my god! Oh, that hurt my stomach. Holy shit! Hey, what's up, Falcon? Hey, scoop, hello, everybody.
Prize money from us last time. You will pay for that. That's a fine-looking machine.
Why did your mess up? What do you mean?
You know the law.
Oh my goodness! Hello, Dr. Sor.
You forfeit your machine.
Hey, Ying Dog. Hello, Artmoose.
You can't back down now.
Hey, Miss
The
Val.
mighty Falcon can't back down from a challenge.
So hard, 222. MCU.
All right then. The first one to that checkpoint over there is the winner. I can't believe
Your Angeliness. All right. That's enough of that. Hello. How was your Kaizo Renaissance? Hey, what's up, Scap? Scoop. Oh man, the scoop is that we're talking a little bit about EA's deal to go private, and then talking about the whole Xbox upgrade thing. We wiped on Lorelei. Oh no. Oh, not Lorelei. I know who that is now, as it turns out. uh, oh man. I know like next to nothing on Pokemon. I know a little bit more now. And we'll get to more of that soon. Math people. Oh. I'm allegedly a math person. Hey dude, how's your stream? I hope it was good. I don't know. Anyway. Oh man. I was there. I think it was good. I don't know. Oh hey, nice. You got your first Pokemon game in the mail. So you'll know more about all these people. Nice. Awesome. That's cool. So this in the news, this is the whole thing going on with EA that they're going to be going private, and surprise, it could be good for investors but bad for employees. This one confused me a little bit because I have one share in EA. It's like $200 or whatever it is. But I thought that if they're going private, that they would essentially be buying out the public shareholders, and it wasn't really too clear to me if that's what's happening here. Do you just get a private share in the end? I'm actually not sure what that is. But essentially, what's happening is you have the Saudi, I think they're called the PIF, the public investment fund is positioned to be the largest stakeholder in the new company, they're going in along with another private equity firm, Silver Lake Management, and Jared Kushner's affinity partners. Anyway, so there are all these people who are going around trying to take this thing private again. I did not hear about the Saudi prince behind it changing his Steam profile. No, I did not. The whole thing really confuses me though. Is the whole I think about it like this is I don't know how Jared Kushner's involved in this. I mean, well, aside from people like following the money or thinking that this is going to be the next big thing, because EA is like particularly ultra focused in on generative AI, I suppose, or just integration of this new AI tech into anything and everything that they do. And so somewhere in here, they get to talk about, so the new owners of EA are apparently betting that they will be able to cut costs through artificial intelligence, which at this point strikes me a bit like assuming that your freshly purchased bag of beans will take you to the clouds. I don't. The question from Stream Falcon is: does public sentiment get factored into how they feel the value of the company will be going forward? I think no. I think the answer is probably no. Yeah. It's. I'm sure they think about reputational risk, and they say that they take a look at reputational risk, but it certainly doesn't stop them from doing things like this. And I think in the end they would just bank on just like trying to put out a really good Battlefield 6, and then having people look at that and go like, oh well, I guess I don't care about that anymore. Hey, it's Battlefield 6. Let's go play this thing. And I guess my sensibility would be that there would be a whole lot more people who look at it like this, rather than like ourselves who look at this are really like I don't know. I feel like we're this, right? We're just such a small proportion of the population in games. Yeah. The purchase makes you nervous about Mass Effect. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, that's right. BioWare has not fared well with EA. Yeah. And so the whole, this whole idea that you'll be able to cut costs through artificial intelligence was kind of laughable, to me anyway. Looking at this, because uh, first of all, it, like I don't know. There's at least two ways I think about how you could go about this, uh, and the first way is to look at some external provider who has the tools or has the technology, and then like going into contracts with them uh, to get a service out of them, right? So like even if that's, let's say you go to Microsoft, or you go to your Chat GPTs, or you go to like those kind of people of the world, and then you get in, and now you start implementing their software, and you start like implementing all that stuff into your organization. And then a couple of years go on, and now it's really all integrated, and now all of a sudden the price hikes start coming, and now everything is all baked in. You're already used to using this stuff. Now to come away from it would mean you would have to overhaul everything. So now you're kind of stuck, and that's certainly one way that this can happen. I think the other way that it happens is then to say, well, okay, so we won't buy an external tool, or we won't do that. We'll develop it internally, but we'll take the models, because all the model, like we can get access to the other models as well, and we'll hire a bunch of AI experts or whatever. We'll develop some internal capacity, and then we'll have them develop the tools for us. But all of that is extremely expensive. There's no doubt about it. And so the idea that you'll be able to cut costs through artificial intelligence, that statement doesn't acknowledge the amount of upfront costs that you have, like the loads of money that you have to put into this thing, that you're hoping at some point down the future that is going to result in savings. Yeah. So it's a bit silly. Anyway. I imagine all of these like your PIF, like your Saudi PIF and whatever, they have so much money. They just look at this and they're just like, oh yeah, this is it's really like a magical bag of beans. It's a good analogy for this. And then the second thing, and maybe the most more important thing, the most important thing actually, is that it's a public investment fund. And so like I think about, what if that's right, yeah, they the Saudi has been trying to get into gaming for a long time. That's absolutely true. And so it's just another foot in the door. Yes, I agree with that. I think, you know, but that is anyway. So you're right. I mean, the prince probably has a lot to do with it, right? So it's a completely different kind of thing, where they at a whim, I guess, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But it seems really weird, especially for them to apparently be getting like in a driving seat for this kind of thing. Because imagine if you were a citizen of a place. Hey, thanks for the fall. And imagine if you were like a citizen of a country, and that country's pension fund then announced that, hey, we're going to be taking over a 51% stake in something that is very risky and we have no experience in running. Sure, like a thing that we're really interested in, want to get into, but also that we have no idea how to run. We're gonna we're doing that. I would be mortified, like if Canada Pension Plan did that. It would be awful. It'd be absolutely terrible. It's like your pension plan should be investing, of course, but they should be like investing stakes in things here and there, spreading all over. And sure, you want to invest in video games, do that, but spread that out into all these different places too. Why take a majority stake in EA? It's hilarious to me. I don't know. It's really insane. So that's one thing there. That's there with the EA thing, and then the other thing, of course, was Game Pass, which has been Sorry, I'm just reading here. Niantic sold all its video game businesses, including Pokemon Go, to Sadako. Really, I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, they really have been getting into video games. But yeah, what has happened to my Game Pass? I don't have Game Pass anymore, but I don't have Xbox. All people are commenting that I was right. The worst take you've seen is that people are commenting that it will defend Western values, pull back a lot of representation in video games. I'm not sure I understand the position. It's that it as in having like a Saudi majority stake would strip out like Western values from video games, or yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. You know, I can certainly understand a fear, but I don't know in reality if that would how. Yes, yeah, yeah. This much I know. Um, you know, for a woman and all of that. My mom used to live in Saudi actually, for a very short period of time. She didn't like it at all, and they had to leave that country very soon. So this much I'm aware of, but yeah, I don't know to the extent, like, you know, as soon as it starts getting in the way of the money, I think that's when that can't happen anymore, and I think that in some respect might, but I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, so then we had this whole Xbox thing, which has been, I guess, which is the thing that I was talking about when y'all came in here. So if you didn't already know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you already know this is kind of old at this point, but this kind of a rebranding of tiers and placing your access to unbelievable games, unparalleled access, unbeatable benefits. Splitting these things into 3 tiers. I feel really bad for people who are like inside of the Xbox ecosystem, because I'm kind of not, I guess. I've always been a PC gamer. I haven't really been tied to any particular console, although now I'm more or less tied to Nintendo. Even then though, like Nintendo I have for the first party. But this is all around bad. It's pretty greedy. It comes kind of hand in hand with the handhelds, which is the major thing I can think of. Their Xbox Series X has increased to $650. All of these are US dollars. And so the handhelds, so the new handhelds that are coming, the cheap one is $600. Sims no longer allowed to woohoo before marriage after oh gosh, good lord. So the cheapest console is there at 600, and I think the most expensive one is at 1,000. And so the Xbox Series X will sit at 650. And this, so I don't know. I just feel like this is like a kind of a typical Microsoft way of things, is to say like, okay, well, we'll get you in. Let's get you in on our ecosystem. Let's you know, Think about like how Microsoft gets its services to like different public sector organizations or even private sector organizations and gets you in. It's like, oh yeah, we'll get you in. We'll get you in on SharePoint, and yeah, we'll get you in on like all the different things that we have going on. And they're like kind of applying this kind of thing to Game Pass. Where it's like, oh yeah, we'll get you in. We'll get you in cheap. Yeah, we'll get you inside of our whole ecosystem, and then we'll start raising the prices, and they slowly have been creeping this thing up. Now they have a bunch of handhelds, and you think about like people if they're carrying around these handhelds, even before you get into cloud gaming, you start thinking about like, okay, well, sure, there's going to be some local storage on this thing. There's probably going to be enough to get a good amount of games on here, whatever. But at some point, you're going to get sick of whatever's on that thing, and you're going to want to start rotating things in and out. And so then, well, hey, here's the Game Pass thing for you, and now you have access to this like cyclical library that you can, that's the idea, right? But hey, well, we'll get you to pay $600 to $1,000 US for all of this. So what's another $30 a month? I mean, come on. So anyway, again, if you're already somebody who is inside of the Xbox world, then you're really getting rogered here, and I feel bad for you. But if you're not, your switching costs are very low. They're if not empty, and it's very easy for you to just say, well, I'm not gonna participate in this. Thanks very much. And that's basically where I've reached with this. I think the other thing here is just at a price point of $30 a month is like you're basically saying, I don't even know. I guess it's still $80 US for a premium game. If that's the case, then you're basically looking at like 3 months 3 months of this subscription to where you really need. I mean, even then, like actually, really only 2 months, right? Because like the whole idea is like you pay 30, but yeah, you get more than one game, right? So it's just a matter of time. Anyway, let's just say 3 months pass. It's $90, and there are 12 months in a year. So I would like need to see 4 blockbuster games on this thing before I even start to think that this is worth it, And I don't really believe that they can deliver that. So this is anyway crazy to me. Yep. Anyway, so Microsoft's starting to get on my nerves. Nintendo has already been getting on my nerves, but mostly with their whole legal stuff and just their posturing and threatening and all this kind of shit. Anyhow, that's basically it for the news. I didn't really see anything else of note. And so I think we'll move it on from here. Let's take another quick look. Yeah, we really do have to pay more for this stuff. It's really expensive. Our currency is not so great compared to the U.S. currency, no doubt about it. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's play some video games.